Hello and welcome to the development of Beyond the Darkness. We are very happy with all the feedback and the comments on the last video. One thing we hear a lot are questions about the story. And a lot of comments asking us, what's the story of the game and why are you here? What's your goal in the game? So I hope this video will give you an idea about the story and the setting. So get yourself a drink, sit down, relax, and let me tell you a story. The story of Beyond the Darkness takes place in the era of 1600 to 1800. There's no exact year just to avoid historical errors or events that might have took place making things incorrect. The story is about Nicholas Wade and his fiancée Julia Blackwell, who live in a small town named Ellen's Creek. Julia's father died and his great mansion went to her, being his only child. The mansion has always been a part of the Blackwell family and is hard to maintain by only two people, so they were forced to hire their own staff. Everything goes well, but after a few months Julia gets a fever and slowly weakens by day. Medicine don't seem to help, and even the local doctor ran out of advice. Medical knowledge was not that great in this era. Julia told Nicholas she has a book about alternative medicine and spells that could give her strength. But Nicholas is very skeptical about this. He doesn't really believe this kind of stuff works, and besides that, he doesn't want to take the risk. So he takes care of her while Julia stays in bed. Julia's uncle Bernard knew that he could take advantage of this whole situation. With the help of a few of his connections, he put together a recipe and convinced Nicholas to give it a try. Bernard is in fact very jealous because the mansion went to Julia and not to him. You see, Julia and Bernard are the only two remaining family members after the plague took place. Bernard's so-called medicine has made the fever even stronger and Julia weakens even more. But Nicholas is fierce at Bernard and they start to argue. Filled with rage, he accuses him for almost killing Julia. And things go from bad to worse. Bernard right away shows his true colors by shouting that he has more right to the mansion because of his powerful position in politics and because he is a member of a secret society. And for this the mansion should go to him and not to Julia. The fight is getting worse and Nicholas is trying to push Bernard off, causing Bernard to lose balance and hit the corner of the table with his head. Then there was only silence. Everything happened so fast and it's like time stood still for a moment. Nicholas could only hear the blood dripping from the table on the carpet. Bernard was dead, and Nicholas was frozen in place. He could feel nothing more than fear and panic. He decided to bury the body somewhere in the woods behind the mansion and hopes no one will find out. The stress is too much for Nicholas to handle. He collapses and fires all his staff. Nicholas is left alone with Julia and he gets depressed, turns to drinking and loses all hope. Even though he does not believe in the spells, he convinced himself to find the book Julia was talking about. Nothing matters anymore. If this book can bring Julia back, then this is what he needs to do. The book can probably be found in the library of the mansion. The spell will most likely require specific objects or ingredients. But first of all, he needs to find this book. But it's late at night and Nicholas tries to get some sleep before his journey starts. But then in the middle of the night, all hell breaks loose. Nicholas wakes up and sees a shape in front of him, a figure, while hearing strange sounds coming from the house. So he gets out of bed to investigate. Nicholas doesn't know the spirit of Bernard came back to the mansion and created his own resting place. Bernard is out for revenge and driven with hate. He opened the portal, causing tons of demons and entities slowly take over the mansion. Negative energy is being spread, preventing Julia from healing, and more events take place as Nicholas progresses. How far would you go to save the love of your life? Would you go to the end of the world? Would you climb the highest mountain? And would you go through darkness or beyond? And this is how the game starts. You wake up and things look really bad. The game has one main story. In this story things will take place or things have took place in the past, as you reveal more info. But besides the main story you can also find small stories that connect to the main path. These side stories look at certain events from a different perspective. For example, when a person dies, several people will have different opinions about this event. And that's how the little stories in the game work. They give you more information about the world you see in the game. And they will be waiting for you to discover. So that's all about the story. Now it's time to look at some questions we got so far. So allow me to give you guys some answers. On which platform will the game be released? Beyond the Darkness is being developed for PC only. We don't know if we will release the game to other platforms in the future, but for now the aim is only PC. Is there some kind of demo or alpha we can play? We have stated in the last video that we are still in very early stages of development. Any kind of demo or alpha release is still definitely not possible at this moment. So this will also mean the game will not be released anytime soon, and we are not looking for any testers right now. We cannot say a release date or a release year because we don't want to give you guys false hope. Remember, we are only an army of 2 and we've just started to get some development on track. In your last video you mentioned jump scares. Does this mean there are no jump scares in the game? Just to clarify, jump scares will be in the game, and there will be more than 1 or 2 jump scares. We simply don't want to go overboard with them. The main focus of the game will be based on fear, with jump scares now and then. And they will only be a small part of the fear in the game. Why is there so much light? Will the game be any darker in the future? Right now we both are working very hard on the basics. These are game mechanics, models, animations and gameplay. We haven't done much about the lighting yet. All you see now is just placeholder lighting to give you guys a little bit an idea of what's coming. The real lighting will be done once all objects are in place, and lighting is one of the last stages of the game. Are you guys Dutch? Ja, dat klopt. Means yes, that's right. Which engine are you developing this game on? The game is being developed on the Unity engine. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's all for the questions. I hope you guys are still interested to see more about the game. We made these videos so you can see the whole project grow. Of course, we are still happy to listen to all your scary stories, and we hope you guys enjoy the videos we have shown you so far. We have been working on new animations, new lighting, new models and all kinds of stuff. But you will see more of this in the future videos. In the meantime, keep posting comments, keep asking us questions and share us your scary stories. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for placing comments and thank you for supporting Beyond the Darkness.